as a former Minister for Education, I am fairly frustrated by what is going on in the education sector in the country. Because if you look at the government's policies in the education sector, now I'm saying this without fear of contradiction, and you can challenge me, by January next year, we will have, it may actually be harrowing, but I suspect we could very easily have up to about 30% dropout from schools because of these policies. Asking schools, including sub-county schools, to pay 53,000 school fees. Reducing capitation by almost 10,000 shillings. And then requiring parents to pay X amount of money. You and I know that close to 40 or 45% of our parents who have children in day schools cannot afford suddenly to add 9,000 shillings on the fees. Then you see they could be having other children in sub-county schools and so on and so forth. You are saying that in the context of where earnings from agriculture and so on have declined. There is SHA which does not work. There is no eduafia in schools now. Because if your child becomes sick, you have to think about that. I mean, the pain that our people are going through is unbearable. Government, because of public policy failure and chaos, has actually led us to a point where we have a reversal of a public policy framework that has existed for 2 decades, 20 years, since President Kibaki introduced free primary education. All that and all the gains we have made in that sector are being reversed by what you can see clearly is recklessness, incompetence, and failure on the part of our fellow citizens who are running government. And then this is where you believe we should make a difference. When we discuss these things, this is not about politics. This is about the lives of our children and our people. We should be dispassionate about it, respectful, put issues forward, and ask those of our colleagues who are in government to be human enough to think about our people. What is going to happen to our children? What is going to happen? We are going to have dropout. It could very easily go to probably up to 30% or beyond when we open schools because of this kind of recklessness that we are seeing. That's why we want to go back to office, because we know how to do it. That's why we are telling Kenyans, we will fix it, because we fixed it before. And we know how to do it. So, unajua, kama kuna shida, tunaambiana tu kwa upole. Wewe ni ndugu yetu, lakini umelemewa. Hii sasa huwezi kufanya. Sasa, lakini bahati nzuri sisi wa Kenya tumebarikiwa, tuko na watu wa kuifanya. Sasa wacha tufanye hii. That's all we are saying. Sio mambo mingi ama namna gani? That's all we are saying. Hakuna vitina hapo. Vitina inatokea wapi? Hakuna vitina. Because it's self-evident. You can see. And by the way, I could talk about this until the cows come home. When a government fails in the social sector, the social sectors are education and health. When a government fails spectacularly like this one has failed, honestly speaking, your claim to management of the country is hollow. I mean, what are you saying? And then, every day you keep saying, oh, it's working. It's only you who knows it's working. the people who are the recipients of the services, no, they are not there and they are not working. So, mukienda kwa counties na kule kwingine, hivyo ndivyo nataka tueleze watu wetu. Pole pole, kwa upole, and they are the ones who feel this. It's shameful. We are debating about junior secondary school teachers. 20,000 of them, instead of confirming them. And now go to the second patch of taking another group of intern teachers. Sasa, ni kusema we don't have money to pay them, so we cannot confirm them. But we have money to hire 50 school buses to take people to the president's meeting in Ukambani. And then from there, we tell people to queue. We give them money, 1,000 shillings each. Haya ni mambo ambayo unaona wewe mwenyewe, as President Kibaki would ask. Wewe mwenyewe unaona na unataka waambiwe. You can see what is happening. How can we fix them? And I know when we remove and bring out our manifesto, mutaona, na watu wa Kenya wataona. Waambie sisi Jubilee tunataka kurudisha free primary education and free secondary education. Vile ilikuwa. Ama namna gani? Because we have done it before. Tunataka kufanya hiyo. Our mantra is free basic and secondary education in Kenya. Tukienda mbele na turudishe pia linda mama. Hiyo, yeah, that is what we want to do. That's why we are in this. Hatuko hapa eti kubishana na watu nini, hatuna vitina na mtu, vitina tunapeleka wapi? Sisi kazi yetu ni kusaidia nchi. I've been pointing out to people in by elections. In Nyamira, where I come from, there are by elections. You know, some of these things, my brothers and sisters, are just a matter of common sense. It's not even politics, it's just common sense. The salary of an MCA, let us round it off to about 150,000 a month. If you are going to, because after this by-election, that MCA who so elected will serve for about 22 months, because it's 1 year and about 10 months. That comes with a salary of 3.3 million shillings in total. That's what they will make. Now, a ward, the way we know it, is a group of villages. In ordinary circumstances, you can walk around a ward in 1 day. Just walking around 1 day. Ama namna gani? You can walk in some of these densely populated parts of our country like Kisii, even Kiambu here, you can walk around a county in a day. Then you take 3 choppers. To hire 1 chopper from Wilson here to that place is 1.1 million the whole day. 3 of them is 3.3 million. So honestly, if your brain is functioning, why don't you actually call that candidate and give him that 3.3 million and tell him, have fun? Or tell him, here is the 3.3 million, you serve these people for free until election time. Sasa ukipiga hiyo hesabu, uongeze hizo pesa, plus the ones that are being used to bribe people, plus everything, in a ward. I was working down with some leaders, looking at some ballpark figures on things that we are hearing and seeing. Some of those that you see, the bribery going on. And you discover, if you spend about 200 million in a small place like that, about 2 or 3 wards, if you give me that 200 million, I'll ask you for 20 secondary schools. And I'll put 10 million shillings each in each of those secondary schools. I will expand them spectacularly. And then lift the burden of the parents who are going to the schools. Lakini sasa, muende mpewe pesa. Every week, mchukue 3-4 million shillings munapewa, na ni pesa ya security na ile ingine. Munaenda ingine, munagawanya hapo katikati. Then you end up in the village to ask people to queue, so that they get 200, they get 100, and so on and so forth. It's actually shocking. Please listen to me and tell this to our people when you go to the counties. There is no empowerment that you can ever give a population than access to education. Access to education is the strongest and most powerful empowerment you can do to a population. Sasa mzee, wende kupea watu shilingi 200 na maharawe, their children are not going to school, they will not afford going to school in January. What are we actually doing? And you know, all these things we are experiencing are as a result of the chaotic public policy infrastructure of government. Na tukiongea hayo, that is why I want to talk about it gently, nicely, in a matter-of-fact manner, because it's common sense. It does not require you to have a PhD from Harvard. It's a straightforward matter. So let us focus on this. This is what I'm asking you, my brothers and sisters, to do. Tuko kwa shida kwa nchi hii. Na shida wananchi wanaiona kila siku. Na nyinyi kama viongozi mnaijua. Na sasa bahati yetu sisi kama Jubilee, we have been there. We have done it. So, let's have the opportunity to fix it again. Hiyo tu, ndio tunauliza, hakuna kitu kingine. We are seeking for an opportunity to give the country an opportunity to go forward. That's all. I am seeking for an opportunity to give this country an opportunity to thrive and excel. Uongo na hii mambo ingine kila siku sarakasi. We can manage ourselves better. That's why I keep saying we are better than this.